Okay, I've got 6 o'clock and we can start our meeting. We'd like to welcome everyone that's here. We have an invocation tonight from Alderman Oliver and the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag by Alderman Lott. Y'all would please rise.
Please bow your heads. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this day and for our city. Thank you for our country and allowing us to live in such a free country that we can go vote freely, pray freely in public, and go to church. Let us be the hands to serve you and the feet to do your work. In Jesus Christ's name we pray, amen.
Amen. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The clerk will call the roll, please.
Alderwoman Garrett.
Present.
Alderwoman Godfrey.
Present.
Alderman Martin. Here. Alderman Chapman.
Present.
Alderman Wilbanks. Here. Alderwoman Oliver.
Here.
Alderman Watt. Present. Attorney Will Purdy. Present. And Presiding Mayor Phil Fisher.
Yeah, I have one thank you tonight. I'm glad to see that it was for the Public Works Department. It says, Mr. Lilly, thank you very much for the city of Clinton's support to get the damaged curb replaced, and he shows a picture of it. I'm very proud to be a citizen of the great city of Mississippi. Best regards. So somebody appreciated you and you got that work done. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to move now to the approval of consent agenda items A through S. Do I have a motion, question, or a comment?
I have a motion. I have to recuse myself from B, but I'll move to approve A, C through S.
Okay, we have a motion, A, C through S. Motion, all those in favor, I'm sorry, do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. When I move to item B,
Make a motion to approve 6B.
we have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. All right, our department head report tonight will be by Philip Lilly, our Department of Public Works Director.
You got the camera on?
I was going to leave it off.
I do.
Do your close up
Look
there.
at that.
There we go. Am I close?
We'll make sure you're.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Come paper race time, he's gonna remind y'all of that.
A double D.
That's it. Thank y'all so much. I have great coworkers. All right. Good evening. Lost my whole mindset because of the camera. First off, I want to thank you guys for all the support that you guys have provided Public Works just over the years. It doesn't go unnoticed for each and every one of you guys. I'm sure that you guys get some of the same calls and emails that we get at Public Works. This presentation will be my shortest presentation because I know we're all eager to get to the news and figure out what's happening this evening. But I did want to illustrate just a few things that we've seen from my last department head report today. As you guys already know, we've gotten plenty of rain this year. If it wasn't planted, it probably was missed because it's getting hot outside, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be dry. So from a little research that I've done, we've gotten, I think, about 25 to 30 inches of rain this year alone, from January to today. Back in May 17th, we got 4 inches in a very short amount of time. I mean, it was a flash flood warning, and unfortunately for the city of Clinton, drainage is the topic of concern. But what we did find is that when we get out there, if it wasn't just an inadequate piping, we were finding that there were a lot of debris that were swept down into our inlets. We saw anything from sticks to leaves to basketball goals, and me, myself personally, I had the joy of having to wrestle these boogers out of 2 inlets right there. I don't know if you can see the swirling right there around it. Right where it's swirling are an inlet on both sides. Both of them were stopped up with a trash can. It took me a while. You can only imagine how much downward pressure you had on those garbage cans. You can only imagine that's not just leaves and stick that's floating up top. There were ants in there as well, floating on top of 2.5 to 3 feet of water. But you know, of course, I've been doing my push-ups and I was able to snatch that one out. Again, I just like to illustrate. I know you guys know that for most people, one call that they make to us equals probably 50 to 100 calls for that rain event. So we get flooded very, very quickly with a new workload every time it rains. But to help the citizens, we do offer sandbags. They are limited. We try to offer enough to where we can at least keep it out of the door frames. We learned that 80% of the time, water's coming right under the car porch door, right on the front or the back door. So by offering 8 to 12 bags, we learned that does help mitigate some of those damages before they happen. We also have calls from sinkholes to erosion. We know they're out there. We're trying our best to pick down that list of God knows how many new work orders that we have, but I work with a team of about five or six guys, one veteran guy that I have everyone trying to learn from. It does take time. That does mean that different guys get turns on the equipment. It really all boils down to succession planning. I need these guys to get their hands dirty on the job in real time. That way they know, the different perspectives that you'll see on any given project. Back in April 28th, I'm not sure if you guys knew about it, but we had a loss of pressure at Sonic, Walmart, and Chick-fil-A. Till today, I still can't explain why, but we had a massive 12-inch, or started to be a 6-inch line blowout down at the end of Hathaway going into the wood line. The area back there behind the apartments that front on Highway 80, opposite of the creek, that green area was supposed to be a neighborhood at one point, which is something I've learned. Somewhere along the way, the neighborhood went out after, or it washed out after they installed the water line. So we do have a water line that goes back to the wood line. It takes us a while to find it, which caused some initial delays. Well, once we fixed that 6-inch line, we worked on it from about 7 o'clock to 2 or 3 o'clock. We found that there was a 12-inch line about 3 feet to the side of it, which blew out later on. That gave us another overnight call from about 3 o'clock to 7 a.m. My top concern was to try to restore all the services and to protect our businesses here in Clinton. Restaurants, if they don't have water, that's a loss of money. But with that team, I want to make sure I highlighted that that's my water superintendent crossing the bridge over there to kind of make sure the guys are fixing it so we won't have to go back out there because you can only imagine how testy one can become after a lack of sleep, fighting mosquitoes, moccasin, anything else you would think that's in the woods. We definitely saw it once we started peeling back earth. One thing I never thought I'd say again that I'm proud of, those flower beds, which I'm forced to call them instead of other things. They pop, honestly, and they look beautiful. They definitely does highlight that little corridor right there up under the interstate. I'm pretty sure that at this point it's probably time to start doing some pruning because, of course, some of them have been scorched by the sun. But like I said before, I'm not a flower guy, so I'll have to call off some experts to help me know when that time is. But I'm proud of my guys. I don't know if you know, my grass crew are the ones who went out there and tilled up the earth under the direction of Miss Donna Yow. Tilled it, and we all got out there as a team and just threw seeds. Put a little water on them, God put some more on it, and here we are. The ones I did by myself at our office, they made me tell y'all this, it didn't do a darn thing. So I definitely don't have that green thumb without the help of my grass crew. One thing that we also thought would be a good idea was to give you guys a chance to see what's inside our sewer lines. On the left side, we would hope that all my sewer lines look this good. Honestly, that's not the best. Once you start seeing rocks in a concrete sewer line, you know that it's probably time for some rehab to occur. On the left side, on the left side is the good one. On the right side, a not so good pipe. This pipe has been subject to sulfuric acid, which is a naturally occurring gas that forms when we flush our toilets and everything mixes and goes downstream. Unfortunately, while concrete in its prime, when everybody was putting concrete pipe in opposed to clay pipe, unfortunately, it's susceptible to sulfuric acid. As the chemical builds up, the gas gets up to the top, it basically dissolves concrete pipe. Now you add that with the amount of grease that we're still flushing in this country after 75 years of warning, and then that's jetting it. You end up running into issues like this on the right side. I just wanted to make sure I illustrated to you guys, some of the things that we're seeing within our pipe, and basically letting you know where it all flows after you flush it. But within some interesting facts, within the city, we do have 700,000 linear feet of sewer lines, which is 132 miles of sewer lines, and a little bit above 60 lift stations. Most of them, or I'll say not most, but most of them were put in before we changed over. The country changed over to PVC, so we still have some clay and concrete pipes, which I'm sure you guys have been told before. Other things that we're seeing on concrete pipes are, of course, AT&T, C-Spire, and Comcast, and just general deterioration where it's causing hairline cracks where you can actually visibly see water seeping in through the cracks. And of course, most people don't realize it, but pine trees love sewer lines. They will find it no matter how deep, no matter where they are. But again, this right here is probably the cleanest you'll ever see. Before we put our camera in there, we try to go ahead and jet it so we won't get hung up on any debris. You can only imagine how slick things are before you clean it. This year alone, we're a little down from where we were in December. We found out that we have a lot of those old registers, the AMR registers, radio registers that are starting to burn out. The batteries are going dead. So we're creating work orders to help us keep track and document where they are and to give my crew something to go out for accountability, if nothing else. We're doing this as we can. One, to save money. I know we're still paying for the last the AMR that we bought back in. I'm sorry, Jimmy, to call you out. When did we switch? 2008.
I think it was
2008. But now we're on to a more advancements in technology with cellular readings, where now hopefully I can be able to get 10,000 meters down, registers down, or changed out to where I won't have to have meter readers down for a whole week to a week and a half, driving around reading meters. It's definitely a big loss in work. But that's been that influx that we're seeing here. The majority of that, 61%, is going to be towards register changeouts. We also are doing one of our baby projects of trying to switch over to doing E-Series Ultra Plus, which I mentioned to you guys before, where we can remotely do disconnects from the office. That'll be a big game changer. Because as you know, for about a day and a half, my crew's shut down to do nothing but turn ons, connects, and disconnects. So that does take me down to an 89.6%. I made sure I put that 0.6 because we all learned rounding. We can round up. But that's my spiel, and I'm sticking to it. So thank you. I always got to slip a joke in somewhere. Sorry.
Well, thank you for all the work you did. One of those meters I had requested for my house, and it's been installed. And I asked Philip, I said, well, he tested it yet? Have y'all gone in there and cut my water off and cut it back on? He said, no, So the other ladies want to until you're out of office.
Oh, yeah, that's what they are scared to death. I said, well, do my house then. They were more than happy.
Anyway, I appreciate everything that you do. And I also like you and Roy, Roy's over there somewhere, have in the last few years grown significantly in your videography abilities and what y'all can do. And we see it in every meeting. I mean, I don't know that we've had very many active shows like that, but we appreciate that.
I got some good ones later on.
I appreciate you jetting the pipe first.
Okay, we have no board of alderman discussions or reports, so we'll move into the mayor discussion and reports. 9A, discussion action, approve the lowest and best quote from Blurton Banks and Associates, Inc. in the amount of $67,039 for Highway 80 sewer improvements. Mr. Lilly, our Department of Public Works will take over.
Oh, yeah, again, we're talking about sewer. MDOT is getting ready to do a major safety improvement project on Highway 80. Part of that project does involve the altering of drainage. We found that we have two areas that are in conflict, right? One right there in front of Rising Springs across the street. If you haven't seen it, that's that large drainage culvert that's exposed from erosion, which I'm happy with because that means they're going to fix it. We just have to get our sewer out the way and leave it out the way. The other spot is further down in front of Mazio's. I'm sorry, I don't know different addresses. This is going to involve traffic being driven on top of the pipe, not directly, but it raised enough concern that they wanted to put a split casing on it to protect it. So with your approval, we'll go ahead and get those rerouting and protective measures in place.
Any comments, questions, or a motion?
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Is there a second? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Item B, discussion action, authorize the mayor to execute contractor change order number 4 in the amount of $29,207.66 with Joe McGee Construction Company related to phase 1 of the Rising Springs 80/20 development project. Mr. Boucher will take us through here, and we have representatives from Mississippi College. Ms. Jackson is here if there are any questions for her.
Yes, Mayor, I know we just recently spoke about change order in one of our last meetings. This is one last change order, we hope. This was to remediate some drainage issues that popped up between phase 1 and phase 2, just some things to prevent some erosion and different things. We're happy to report we're wrapping up phase 1 and looking forward to the bid packages actually going out in about 2 weeks to the contractors that you approved a month or so ago for phase 2 of this project. So with your approval, we'll make this change order and wrap up phase 1.
Okay, Ms. Jackson, do you have anything you'd like to add or comment on?
No, sir, I think he covered it well.
Excellent. All right, then, any questions, comments, or motion from the board?
Motion to approve.
All right, we have a motion to approve. Is there a second? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Item C, discussion action, conditional use, Clinton Tobacco and Vape. This is at 1015 Hampstead Boulevard. It's in Ward 6. And Mr. Edwards will take us through this one.
Thank you, Mayor, Board. I have a representative from Clinton Tobacco and Vape, and they are seeking conditional use to operate a tobacco and vape shop at this location. This is the location at Hammond's Crossing. This property is zone C2, and this can be approved as conditional use under section 2502P. Here again is the location of it. And this was signage that was in it a week or so ago that we did ask them to cover up and take down until it's had the chance to come to the board here. This is the interior of the shop. Section 1005 gives you the minimum requirements for granting a conditional use. The notice of public hearing was published and the property was posted as required by ordinance. Planning Commission did recommend approval, as submitted. And there is a representative here bringing it.
As a representative here, would you like to come up and say anything or see what happens next?
Hopefully good news.
Okay, any comments or questions, from the board or a motion?
Mayor, one of the criteria on a conditional use is general compatibility with adjacent properties and other property in the district. This is a shopping center. It's got 3 restaurants. It's got a sporting goods store, has some clothing stores, got some other family oriented businesses in it. And I think a tobacco and a vape shop is not compatible with the type of businesses that are there and the family atmosphere that's in that subdivision, in that shopping center. And so I don't think that it meets the conditions for granting a conditional use. And Mayor, I'd make a motion that we deny the request for conditional use. And maybe some other comments, I'd like to make that motion.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any other comments someone would like to make? All in favor of the motion to deny, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed to the motion to deny, say aye. Okay, motion carries to deny. Okay, so item D has been removed for tonight. Move to item E, discussion action site plan review, Roberto Gonzalez, 484 Spring Ridge Road, Suite A. This is in Ward 5. Mr. Edwards will take us through this one.
And Mr. Gonzalez is here with Clinton Wine and Liquor, and they have submitted the application to place a wall-mounted sign, or 2 wall-mounted signs at this location. You'll recognize it as the new structure behind Waffle House, and these are the end suite there closest to Tractor Supply. And there's one would be on each of the facades there on the front. This would be on the side facing Waffle House. And this is on the side facing Tractor Supply. The Planning Commission recommends approval as submitted. The sign does meet our sign regulations for C2 there, and again, there's no other action to be taken other than possible approval.
And we're just talking about approving the sign,
Correct.
Yes.
and the wine and liquor shop does not need conditional use.
That's not needed.
Tobacco and vape does,
That's correct.
but we apparently love alcohol. Is that what we're saying?
Can we change that?
I don't really understand the compatibility of those 2 things, but the sign's fine.
Okay, so we have a motion
Yes.
and we have a second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Mr. Gonzalez, you have anything you'd like to say?
Thank you so much for approving the sign for us, and we'll do as the best as can to deliver the product. People of Clinton, the wine and liquor shop.
How long before you open?
Are planning to open 15th of this. I was just waiting on the sign, I was waiting for the meeting for like a month and a half. Other than that, I'm good to go. I got all the licenses from the state, from you guys, and appreciate that. And hopefully on the 15th of this month, we'll do the opening.
Thank you.
Mayor, I would like to, add this to a work session discussion. I similar to what Chip said, I think we should, consider, changing the ordinance to where conditional use, should be required for the opening of, alcohol. Yeah, so.
Okay, we can get into it. I think the state regulates hard liquor, and so we'd have to see what kind of interferences there are. So when you get ready to put it on the agenda for the work session, give Roy a couple of weeks or something notice so he can look into all of what the state. We don't want to do anything in conflict with it, and it may not be an issue at all, but just to check on it. Okay. Thank you very much. Good luck to you. Item F, discussion action variance from the subdivision regulations. Nix Harkins, Highway 80 West, Ward 1. Mr. Edwards?
Thank you. Ellen Overstreet with Dunaway and Williams is here on behalf of Nick's Pediatric Dentistry, and they are seeking a variance from the city subdivision regulations requiring that a final plat be recorded prior to building permits being issued. Dr. Anna Nix is one of the owners of this these of the 4 lots, that are there now, and Dr. Harkins is the other owner, and I believe either possibly 1 or 2 lots behind that. It was approved for 4 lots here, but not sure what may go in on the most eastern lot there. So, but anyway, she's needing to go ahead and get started with construction while they're doing the dirt work at her facility there. This is on C1. This is an approved use. You've already seen the architectural renderings of the building she is wanting to build there. And what I would recommend, though, if it is approved on here, is that no certificate of occupancy be issued until all of the infrastructure is done. And with this property, there's not a whole lot of infrastructure to be done. On there, you've got the detention ponds, the curb inlets, things like that, the water, sewer, all out of the street. On there, there's no interior roads, just parking and driveways on this. Section 605 of the city subdivision regulations do allow for variances to be granted for extraordinary hardships or practical difficulties that may result from strict compliance with these regulations. A notice of public hearing was published as required by our ordinance, and the planning commission does recommend approval as submitted.
Is Nick Harkins here?
Ellen Overstreet with Carly with Dunaway Williams is here, the architect firm.
Okay. Come up in case you have any questions or anything. Does anyone have any questions of Ms. Harkins?
Well, I just want to be assured that nothing is going to happen as far as building starting before the drainage is done properly, that whatever detention ponds are required are in and functioning the way they should before anything is, that would be my only exception to that, is to make sure that all that is there.
And then that is, of course, while they're doing the dirt work, as they move that way, they'll be developing or building the detention pond. And yes, that is one of the things with what we've heard from neighbors. They want to make sure that we
I moved to
we
approve
cover
that
all
with the addition of what you said, with no certificate of occupancy until those things are done.
Okay, we have that motion, adding the part about the certificate of occupancy. Is there a second?
Second.
We have that motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those no. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
One thing to keep in mind on that, please, is you said that the 2 lots are not going to be developed, they've been approved.
correct.
We need to make sure that when that comes a year, 2 years, 10 years from now, that approval isn't taken advantage of
Right.
in any way. Okay?
That's it. It's all C1, and of course, what they're looking for is more medical facilities to go in there. Don't know what may go in the last 2 lots, but of course, we will make sure that the new parking, everything like that still ties into the existing detention pond, or what will be existing by that time.
Okay, item G, discussion action resolution for unkept property located at 711 Glendale Drive. There's the parcel number listed. This is in Ward 4. Mr. Edwards, take us through this one.
Thank you, Mayor. In these next 2, we are seeking resolutions declaring these properties to be in their present condition, the state of uncleanliness, to be a menace to the public health and safety of the community, and to direct community development to take such actions as appropriate under state law. Here's what Dr. Nix is. Pretty good.
Thank you.
These, what they're needing to do here is had a complaint about 8 pine trees that are dead behind this house, and we've tried to contact the owner of it. As far as its turnkey realty, and we've had addresses that are in Texas. It's on the tax rolls, which didn't turn out to be good, in Florida and Mississippi. And we've chased them. They, quite frankly, they have some rental property that we're trying to catch up with them on to make sure they get them registered with the city, or we can do the inspections on it. But anyway, we're just asking to take those 8 trees down. This property is not shown on the Secretary of State's tax board list.
Move to approve.
Thanks.
We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second, and the cost of this will go against the taxes on the property, correct?
Right.
Yes,
They just showed the roof of the trees. If somebody, they mow in the front yard, mowing the grass and keeping it.
If the grass is fine, I assume the tenant is taking care of that.
The tenant,
Right.
But isn't there a requirement that we have that you have a manager in town? Isn't that one of the?
If we could catch up with them, none of these are registered. It would be nice if we had.
I
all
think
of
there's a
that.
bunch that are not registered, we need to figure some of that out. So.
They, like I said, this one, we've chased them from Texas to Florida to Mississippi, up in Madison. And, around.
So
So
what
just
is
not
our
getting-
repercussions for folks that have not registered and do not have a, manager
Until we
in
can,
town?
so we can catch them and serve them with a ticket or an affidavit. It's really just trying to gather more information so we can find them. As of right now, which we have got software now that we use through the police department that gives us more information, and that's how we found these other addresses. But they just, right now, phone numbers, addresses, things like that, are just, on this one, it's just turned up. And one of these is a supposed bed and breakfast on there as well. So,
Well, we're gonna have to make some adjustments to some of the things that we do to allow this to go on. The way you can help these folks is not to let them collect rent.
Right.
And so I don't know what we can do to, and when we find out these things, you know, talk to the people that, I mean, they're sending their rent somewhere.
That's what I was
So
wondering, where they send it and.
we need to catch up with these folks that are sending, where they're sending their rent, and talk to those folks, and if they can't register properly and, have an on-site or a local, manager that you can get a hold of,
right.
then we need to be able to end it pretty quickly.
Right.
And so whatever we need to do to start working on some of that, to get that in place.
And we are working on it. Like I said, we just keep coming to dead ends. We will
Yeah,
continue.
I mean, I know, Roy, that y'all are working on it, but I'm just saying, we need some teeth in some of this stuff that we can stop this from going on. If there's some kind of repercussions, that big fines and stuff like that, I think that's what we're gonna have to do to some of these folks to get them to do right or go somewhere else.
Roy, the trees are in the backyard there. Clearly,
They
if they fell toward the house, they would destroy that house. That they are they also, we're making a determination there, Venice, could they fall and hit an next door neighbor's house, somebody else too?
They could do that. They could hurt anyone walking in the backyard of the other houses as well as the house that it's at. So yes, I believe this fully.
I think that's important to our finding that it does hurt some other than just that property too, although that property is a concern in itself too, especially if that tree could fall and hurt, some of the surrounding neighbors or people like that too. That certainly reinforces our decision that it is a menace, in the area.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Item H, discussion action resolution for unkept property located at 1240 Spring Ridge Road. And the parcel is listed there for you in Ward 2, Mr. Edwards.
Thank you. This is the location of it on Spring Ridge Road. It's about a 7-acre tract. It's got the building in it that used to have a transmission shop years ago, and got 2 smaller buildings on it. I did talk to a tenant today. I went out there, thought we were gonna catch somebody cleaning it, because there's also a affidavit and a warrant out for the owner of this property. But again, until we actually get him in court, I left a card with them and asked them to. They wouldn't give me the contact information, but said that they would get it to Mr. Hill and let him know that he's got a court appearance on June the 18th. We have got it scheduled already. It was a no-show at the last one, but, so we'll work with that. So these 2 structures here, you'll see this one, and this nuisance property is what I'm asking for a resolution for. I'm just giving you a little more information from the rental side as well. If that's someone living, this is the house I talked to a tenant in. Quite frankly, I don't believe either of these would meet our rental ordinance as far as being able to rent them out. This is some of the area that we need cleaning. This is the others, that blue metal building you see there. From what I can see, I didn't see in the back. I only took the pictures, you'll see here in a little bit from today, from the area I would normally walk in, and we can't just start walking around people's properties, and all, but any area that you would commonly walk to get to the front door, and that's where these pictures were taken from. We want to remove that makeshift carport there, all of the debris around it, the grass in the back. Just going, like I said, it's almost 7 acres there, just to the wood line there. Not go any further through the wooded area. You can see an old cargo van there in the back. Cars down the hill. These things can be seen from Highway, from Spring Ridge Road. Cargo van there.
Too
These
much
are
work
today's
there and it'll be
pictures.
worth more than the properties that are sitting there.
And that is a possibility, yes, ma'am.
Is your initial steps to clean it up, or do you think demolition is in the prospects?
Cleaning it right now. I know that both of these appear to be occupied. Well, I know the one is. I talked to the tenant today. She did. I asked her point blank if she were renting the property, and she suggested she is a tenant there. But again, I couldn't get the phone number or any contact. And we've used the information. We do know that it appears she's paying homestead exemption in Edwards, Mississippi. So we've got an address over there. So hopefully we'll have him served a little bit quicker, and maybe he'll take the initiative to call, knowing that he's got a court date
And when is the court date?
June 18th.
June 18th.
Yes.
I would make a motion that we approve to give you the authority to do it. I'm just sort of thinking that should we wait until the 18th to see if he shows up, he cleans it, rather than us doing it, or whether we ought to go ahead. You know, that's going to, as Karen said, it's going to take some time and effort to clean this one up too. If he was really going to show up and would do it himself, would certainly be better than the city doing it too. But if you think the prospects aren't there and we need to go ahead and get on it, I'm okay with that too.
We can wait. He is fairly close by, so we can wait just if I can get a resolution approved to do this. And in the resolution, I'm asking to remove the vehicles as well.
What do you do with those?
We will have a impound yard pick them up and let them handle contacting the owners or getting the titles changed on that. We don't try to get involved in that part. I think I've done this very often. We would have them moved, check the state law on that, and provide a bill on that just to review any of that. But there's AG opinion saying that vehicles can be used under this statute.
Can anything be attached back to this other person's property if they're still in Hines County, or does it, whatever we spend or anything we do have to be attached to this particular property?
Okay, we have a motion
Second.
and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries.
Thank you.
A number of kind of issue going on here, but we're gonna go down to item 12 to the employment.
We adjourning first.
Yeah, we adjourned before we hired these two people from one Public Works Department and one with Parks and Rec. So we have a motion to hire those.
Move to approve the 12A and B.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Any other business for the city tonight?
Move to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Hang on a second, you got it.
Well, the board asked me to look into something last night. You want me to tell you about that real
Yeah.
quick?
Okay.
Is that, I could probably talk about it obliquely enough without going into executive session if you guys want me to try to do that. Save more time. I think last night we had talked about other sewage issues we were seeing with backups, and talked to Philip, and we do see quite a number of those. I think the bulk of them are going to be related to a slightly different cause, more of the I smoke issues we've been testing about. I think there is some level of differentiation to the case we were talking about last night that would, protect us if we want to go that route.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion.
And I guess to add to that, just to make sure I answered all the questions I was asked, I was also asked about whether we needed to replace that generator because it's failing. independently of the power, and it has failed independently of the power, but my understanding is that those were also mechanical failure, and not size of the generator specific. So I think that if we can, and those mechanical failures have been repaired to date. So if we couple that with maybe a generator fix, that should accomplish what we're trying to do with the generator itself. So.
Okay, we have a motion to adjourn. We have a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you.